Netflix November 27th, much like eventual Oscar winner Roma last year.
I thought if I could touch this place or feel it, this brokenness inside me might start healing.
Tanya Tucker gets personal in her new video for The House That Built Me. The new clip is filled with family photos from across the decades as Tucker sings her cover of the Miranda Lambert tune about bittersweet childhood memories. The song is on Tucker's new album, While I'm Livin'.
It was fun, you know.
J.K. Simmons has his eyes on a bank heist. The Oscar winner is set to star in the comedy thriller My Only Sunshine. Simon Pegg also stars in the film about a dysfunctional couple who try to save their marriage by robbing a bank together. Filming is scheduled to begin this fall. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
A new movie about Flamin' Hot Cheetos is underway that will follow the story of Frito-Lay janitor Richard Montanez, who ended up inventing Hot Cheetos. And the movie will be directed by actress Eva Longoria, a Desperate Housewife there.
Yeah. And actress Viola Davis will play former First Lady Michelle Obama in a new TV series, First Ladies, has been given the go-ahead by Showtime for a 3-script commitment. The 1-hour drama will tell the story of Eleanor Roosevelt, Betty Ford, and Michelle Obama. Davis is best known for her lead role on How to Get Away with Murder, for which she won an Emmy for in 2015. In 2017, she won an Oscar and a Golden Globe for her role in the film Fences.
Your journey. Yes, it's in.
Well, there you go. That was a sneak peek of the upcoming movie Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, just released on Monday. The 2-minute teaser trailer is a mix of scenes from previous films and some new scenes. The biggest hint, hero Rey might go to the dark side.
Ooh. Very, very mysterious.
Yeah, and this Hot Cheetos movie, I didn't know anything about that. That's pretty cool, too.
No, can't wait for that one.
Yeah.
All right, well, this story's top stories and also a full hour of Island News starts right now.
Now, from KITV4 Island News, this is Good Morning Hawaii.
Coming up on Good Morning Hawaii, a push for more sand at a popular Oahu beach could not only cost millions, experts say it'll also take a toll on marine life. We'll have the details coming up in a live report.
And you could soon see lifeguards on Oahu beaches from sunrise to sunset. One politician explains how adding those extra couple of hours could save some lives.
And after tragedy struck during a spring break field trip, Mid-Pacific Institute now making some changes. Those new guidelines now in place as school kicks up again.
Good morning, Hawaii. It is August 28th, 2019. Maleko McDonald has the morning off today.
Yeah, happy hump day. We want to get right back outside with a look at your weather and your traffic. How's it looking out there, Tasia?
We are seeing some beautiful conditions for this morning, but it's going to get hot throughout the day. We will have very hot and humid conditions because of our lighter winds. We do have a weak high pressure ridge just north of the Hawaiian Islands that will keep light to locally moderate winds for this morning into this evening. So today, waking up to some trades. That means some trade showers, but by tonight, variable winds under 15 miles per hour, so it's going to feel a bit uncomfortable for the next few days. As you can see, our winds clocking it at nothing for Lihue, Kaneohe, Kapolei, but just a bit for Kaunakakai and Lanai City at 6 miles per hour. Temperature high still within the 70s with your cool spot in Waihua at 69. We will continue to see that daytime high today, 91 Honolulu, but we can expect anywhere from 86 to 94. Feeling a lot warmer because of those hot and humid conditions. Satellite and radar picking up those showers, riding along the very light trades that we do have. Very calm for our Kauai. We'll see some partly cloudy conditions for the Mauka spots. Oahu, more so of those interior and leeward showers by the late afternoon as that sea breeze pattern does develop. Maui County starting off with some showers for the windward side. Lots of sunshine throughout the day. And then Kailua Kona, morning sunshine, afternoon clouds around 4 to 5 o'clock. Hilo, Hawaii will get some sunshine as well. Surf we're continuing to track for the south 2 to 4 this morning by the afternoon until tomorrow 4 to 6. Now here's a look at your traffic. Over on the east side, we are seeing some touch and go traffic beginning at West Hine Drive and then just a bit right after Waialae before UH exit. So heads up coming in from the east. It's a bit over 20 minutes to get into our town sections. Coming in from Ewa Beach, it's been heavy all morning. You can see on the freeway H1 eastbound direction pretty much crawling as you are passing that UH west exit all the way through here, Farrington and Fort Weaver. That's going to continue to keep it slow all the way throughout Waikele. H1, H2 merge as well all the way throughout Waimalu and Ka'ahumanu. We see it clear around Aiea Heights overpass, and now your town spots are starting to see some congestion around the Like exit. Drive times from the west side into town, 1 hour and 20 minutes. Back to the desk.
All right, well, we usually think of this as a good thing, right? Keeping our beaches full, but a sand replenishment project over at Ala Moana Beach could actually be killing sand-dwelling creatures.
That's right, and it's according to our partners at Civil Beat. KITV4's Mackenzie Stasko live at Ala Moana Beach this morning. Mackenzie, what's the very latest on this issue?
Well, Lindsay, next year the city will spend about $10 million to replenish sand here at Ala Moana Beach. But according to researchers, it could kill invertebrates that live in the sand. Now, sand replenishment, or sand nourishment as it's oftentimes referred to, involves dredging sand offshore and then adding it to the beach to help with erosion. But our partners at Civil Beat report it could kill crabs, shrimp, and worms that live deep beneath the sand. And they're important to our ecosystem and provide food for birds. It's what's happened at several beaches in San Diego, California. Civil Beat spoke with researchers who found that about 15 months after replenishing sand at those beaches, the number of invertebrates there was cut in half. The environmental impact statement for the sand replenishment project here at Ala Moana Beach didn't mention the sand invertebrates, but Civil Beat reports it did mention sand will cover some of the coral near the shoreline, which is a habitat for certain species of juvenile fish. The city's director of department and design told Civil Beat that there will be some impact, but believes it's minimal and acceptable for the benefit of the sand replenishment project, which again is expected to start next year. For now, Tom and Lindsay, we'll send it back to you.
Interesting stuff. Thanks, Mackenzie. And speaking of the beach, could changing lifeguard hours actually save more lives? Well, that's a question that's up for debate right now at the Honolulu City Council this week. Tomorrow, Councilmember Kimberly Pine plans to give a proposal to extend lifeguard services around our island. That may mean lifeguards will work from sun up to sundown and also work 4 days a week rather than 5.
A lot of our lifeguards are out because they've been injured. And a lot of people don't know that if we don't have enough lifeguards, that they're not being covered even during the regular hours. So we're really hopeful that this legislation passes to now ensure the safety of both our visitors as well as our residents.
Now, of course, there's also the question of the cost, and Pine says funding for the project would require an additional $3 million a year.
Well, Mid-Pacific Institute welcoming off-campus activities this school year with some new safety guidelines after 2 people died last year from a spring break field trip. In March, 5-year-old Alaric Chu and 63-year-old Maria Davis died after their kayak overturned in Ka'aava during a spring break camp activity run by Mid-Pacific. The institution now says they've hired full-time certified lifeguards, plus lifeguard-certified faculty members. Mid-Pacific is also banning any watercraft not owned by the institution.
All right, well, time now 6:06. Well, a kind gesture is making the start of school a little bit brighter for one special boy. We'll show you why he and his new friend are now going viral.
And books, they really do open up your world, and in this case, quite literally. One Hawaii student won an incredible prize for keeping up with her summer reading. Our morning shakas are up next. Stay with us.
You know your kids are smart, but did you know enrolling them in Kumon can make them even smarter?
I've read Shakespearean plays and done calculus. When I was in 3rd grade, I started helping some 10th graders in algebra.
The Kumon method is designed to advance your kids' learning in math and reading.
I feel kind of cool helping 10th, 11th, and 12th graders out. My name is Kieran, and I am 11 years old.
Kumon, where smart kids get smarter.
I'm looking at that truck. Wow.
That's awesome.
This Labor Day, everyone's excited about Chevrolet.
Oh, wow.
They're all really cool cars.
Woo, I love it. I can't stop staring at it.
Ride out the summer in a new Chevrolet this Labor Day.
Wow.
It's time to upgrade.
Get 0% financing for 72 months plus $2,000 on all 2019 Silverado double cab pickups. And during the Labor Day sales event, make no monthly payments for 90 days. See your Hawaii Chevy dealer.
Pack your bags and be ready to go to Las Vegas instantly with Vacations Hawaii and KITV4 Island News. Enter at KITV.com and watch Good Morning Hawaii to see if you're the winner. Then be ready to go to Vegas with Vacations Hawaii that week. Pack your bags. We go Vegas.
Hey, Mercedes. How about letting your hair down a little?
How about a car for people who don't play golf?
How about something for a guy who doesn't want a corner office?
Hey, Mercedes, I don't even own a tie. You think I need a mahogany dashboard?
Hey, Mercedes, can you make it a little cooler in here?
I'm setting the temperature to 68 degrees.
We hear you. We made a car that does too. Make the first ever A-Class your first ever Mercedes-Benz. Lease the A220 sedan for just $349 a month at the Mercedes-Benz summer event. Hurry in now. Offers end September 3rd.
So, Darren, you're with the UPS store?
Yeah, we actually printed these invites.
I thought you guys just did shipping.
No, we do printing, packing, shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, faxing, binding, taping, laminating, copying, consulting, creating, designing, returning, and, of course, shipping.
Nice costume.
It's my work uniform.
Go to the UPS store for everything your small business needs. And, of course, shipping.
Need printing? We have just the ink for you. To find one of 21 locations in Hawaii, visit theupsstore.com.
Shop smart and save at FedMart's Labor Day sale. We're the only place that can scientifically fit you to a mattress. And right now, save up to $700 on brands like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and more. Plus, get 0% financing for up to 60 months. Be FedSmart. Shop FedMart.
For this Wednesday, the surf is calm on the North Shore, 1 to 2, 1 to 3 for your west and east facing shores, and the South Shores 2 to 4. A bit higher around high tide, that's around 3 o'clock at 2.5 feet, and then even higher by this afternoon into tomorrow, where we are expecting wave heights for your south facing shores coming in about 4 to 6 feet. West facing shores will also get a bit of a bump, 3 to 5. That energy will last for majority of your Thursday into the beginning of Friday and then dissipate down. Sunday into early next week, we'll see another moderate to large south swell coming in. Now, taking a look at your tides once again, we do have that high tide, like I mentioned, around 3 o'clock over 2.5 feet. Low tide around 8 o'clock this morning. Partly cloudy conditions for the windward areas, especially for your morning time with the very light trades that we do have. Cloud coverage will make it feel a bit more humid. Lots of sunshine for the morning and then afternoon clouds for leeward and interior spots. Hilo, Hawaii will see pockets of sunshine throughout the day. Kailua Kona afternoon clouds. Now here's a look at your traffic. Typical hot spots throughout the board, but no major accidents or stalls. We do have some road closures in Hawaii Kai today on Kalani on Ole Highway. That's from Ainakoa Avenue through Lunalilo Home Road, 8:30 to 1 o'clock for today. H1 in Middle, we're seeing congestion there. That actually extends until the Vineyard exit, and then on the way to town, we actually have your airport viaduct better than Moanalua Road. Then your typical congestion that does begin at Kunia all the way throughout Ka'ahumanu. Your alternate on Kamehameha Highway has moderate traffic, but it is moving at a pretty nice pace. That's a look at your weather and traffic. Over to you.
Well, it was an overwhelming first day of school for one autistic boy. Well, thankfully, he found a friend in a comforting classmate. The small but powerful act of kindness gets this morning's Shakos. Well, 8-year-old Connor was crying in the corner when his mom says she saw another boy named Christian console him and then grab his hand. Together, they walked inside the school, and this moment is now capturing the hearts of strangers, going viral online. Christian's mom says her son didn't know of Connor's condition and that he didn't see him as any different. Those two boys are now inseparable.
A second grader at Waimea Elementary School learning that reading pays off. Gianna Zarley, in the white dress right there, won 4 round-trip tickets to anywhere that Alaska Airlines flies. Now, her name was drawn out of 20,000 other people who took part of the Hawaii State Public Library System's Picked Summer Reading Program. In total, participants spent more than 270,000 hours reading this summer. That is a lot of books.
That's a lot of books, and hey, good things happen when you read.
Sure do. That's right. It really pays off.
Yep.
All right, well, still to come, we do have another look at your weather and traffic.
But first, we're taking a live look outside. Look at that beautiful sunrise there over the Big Island at 6:12 in the morning. That's from our camera at the Hilo Hawaiian Hotel. Stay with us. You're watching Good Morning Hawaii. We'll be right back.
In 2015, we took a surf trip to Bali, Indonesia, and saw firsthand just how bad the world's plastic pollution crisis really is.
We started cleaning the ocean by ourselves until 2017, when we started our ocean cleanup company, 4Ocean.
And to date, we've removed over 2 million pounds of trash from the ocean.
All of our cleanup efforts are funded entirely through the sale of our bracelet.
Every bracelet purchase helps fund the removal of 1 pound of trash from the ocean and supports the 4Ocean cleanup movement.
So visit 4ocean.com today to become part of the solution.
Kamehameha Federal Credit Union is here to support you through life's journey, assisting you with all your financial needs, from buying a new car to purchasing a home, to taking a family vacation, to celebrating life's special events. We're here to lend a hand every step of the way and give you peace of mind so you can concentrate on what's really important. E kokua pakahi kako. We help each other. Join our ohana today. Visit us in person at the Kamehameha Shopping Center or online at kamehamehafcu.org.
Managing type 2 diabetes? Audrey's on it. Eating right?
On it.
Staying active?
On it.
Audrey thinks she's doing all she can to manage her type 2 diabetes and heart disease. But is her treatment doing enough to lower her heart risk? Maybe not. Jardiance is the #1 prescribed pill in its class. Jardiance can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease. That means Jardiance can help save your life from a heart attack or stroke. Plus, Jardiance lowers A1C, and it can help you lose some weight.
Jardiance can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, genital yeast or urinary tract infections, and sudden kidney problems. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may be fatal. A rare but life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. Do not take Jardiance if you are on dialysis or have severe kidney problems. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
Lower A1C and lower risk of a fatal heart attack?
On it. With Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance, the type 2 diabetes pill that's on it. Learn more at Jardiance.com.
You a cop?
No.
I'm gonna have to check for a wire.
Well, it's a good thing I wore my second best prop.
Why don't you let the cops handle it?
Let someone else have all the fun?
Stumptown coming to ABC.
On this Wednesday, time now 6:15. Yesterday, we actually tied a few record high temperatures at Lihue at 89 degrees, 92 for Honolulu, and 89 for Hilo, Hawaii as well. Definitely setting the tone for today. We do have a few light trades coming in with very light showers, especially for the eastern half of the state. Throughout the day, temperature highs, as you see, within the 70s now, expected to be anywhere from 86 to 94. Definitely around 92 for the leeward side of our Kauai. Mostly sunny for the leeward side, and easterly winds under 15 miles per hour. Tonight, light and variable winds. So we could see some afternoon clouds and a shower or two for your leeward slopes as well as your interior sections. We're expecting 91 in Kapolei today. Maui County starting off with some morning showers, and then throughout the day, very dry around your central areas. 89 for Ho'olehua and 86 for Lanai City. Hawaii Island, we will see again Kailua Kona, morning sunshine, afternoon clouds around 405. Hilo, Hawaii, 88, partly sunny conditions throughout the day with just those straight showers for this morning on those Mauka spots. Your star forecast for the south, 2 to 4. Later tonight, a bit higher. By tomorrow, 4 to 6. West-facing shores will also get a bit of a bump, but for today, we are seeing your west and east, 1 to 3, 1 to 2 for the north. Humid conditions from now till your Aloha Friday, and then as our winds shift back in for the northeast, that's where we'll see some relief with humidity. We're not expecting our winds to hit those double digits more so until your next week, Wednesday. Now here's a look at your traffic. Lots of heavy congestion for today. Coming out from Melva Beach, especially just backed up through Geiger, also through Kulakai Parkway down as you are making your way toward UH West. So definitely a lot of traffic for this morning as you do extend onto your main drive in your central areas. The Kunia southbound, some touch and go traffic as well. We do see some bumper to bumper throughout your zipper lane starting in Waikele. We do have an accident. HPD is en route to School Street. This is near Kamehameha 4 Road. It's a heads up for those in Kalihi. As you can see, pretty much gridlocked through Fort Weaver and Kolawaka. Same hot spots. Your alternate on Kamehameha Highway has some moderate, slow-moving traffic. Drive times into town from the west side, 83 minutes. Back to the desk.
All right, time now is 6:17, and football star Rob Gronkowski opening up about his retirement in an emotional confession.
Yeah, true legend, and Paula Ferris gives us a first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an emotional confession from one of the NFL's biggest stars.
Football was bringing me down, and I didn't like it, and I was losing that joy in life.
Rob Gronkowski retired back in March, but until now, we never knew the private struggle that the three-time Super Bowl champ was secretly enduring.
In the Super Bowl, about a couple minutes into the second quarter, I caught a pass on the left side, cut over, and the linebacker took me right out, right here in my quad. I flipped in the air, and I knew my quad was done.
This morning, only on GMA, Rob Gronkowski opens up in a live interview with Michael Strahan, his decision to leave football at age 29 and what he's doing now to bring joy back to his life. With your GMA First Look, I'm Paula Ferris, ABC News, New York.
This washer holds a lot of laundry.
Well, that's gonna come in handy.
Are we pregnant?
What? Pregnant? I'm keeping my room. Please.
Our new largest capacity washer. Another way we make good things for life.
Macy's Labor Day sale has our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and rugs. Get the Monroe Queen bed for just $289. This Jolene sectional for $1,099. Plus, get a free adjustable base with select mattresses. Now at Macy's, the furniture destination.
The first ingredient in this Cliff Bar is brown rice syrup, which is another name for sugar. In this Kind Bar, it's heart-healthy almonds with the taste of dark chocolate and 75% less sugar than the leading Cliff Bar. Be kind to yourself.
Do you often wake up with chest congestion or suffer excess mucus? Try Mucinex 12-Hour. The bilayer tablet immediately.
Time now 6:20, and coming up in the next half hour of Good Morning Hawaii, a lot to get to.
Yeah, a new Facebook tool aims to increase public safety. We'll explain how it'll partner with local leaders to make sure that you stay informed.
And millions of acres of land could possibly be gone in Alaska. A look at a proposal from the Trump administration that could tear them down.
And we are still a year away from the elections, but mayoral candidates already heading into the race at full force. We sit down with Keith Amemiya on how he plans to stand out among the rest.
The signs are everywhere. Charles in Waipahu saved over $390. Lucette in Honolulu saved over $450. Call 92-DIETRICH and save.
You wouldn't accept an incomplete job from anyone else. Why accept it from your allergy pills? Flonase relieves your worst symptoms, including nasal congestion, which most pills don't. Flonase helps block 6 key inflammatory substances. Most pills only block 1. Flonase.
Almost everything in my house has been framed by Pictures Plus. No matter how perfect a painting is, I still believe that it needs a frame. Actually, I come here not really knowing what I want, but I figure if somebody is going to frame that picture that I want done, then I just should leave it to their creativity. You have a trusting person that can do what you want, and that when you come back, perfect hit every single time.
Oh, wow. You two are going to have such a great trip.
Yeah, have fun.
Thanks to you, we will. Aw, stop.
This is why Voya helps reach today's goals.
All while helping you to and through retirement.
You guys are just going for a week, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Can you help with these?
Oh, we're more of the plan, invest, and protect kind of help.
Sorry, little pause.
Right.
So, but have fun.
Send a postcard. Voya, helping you to
and through
retirement.
Personal injury is what we do. We're going to take care of everything.
Our promise to you is that we'll be in the recovery with you.
You know, you don't need to wait on the sun to say good morning, Hawaii.
Lots of people are up before dawn, and we are too.
Join Good Morning Hawaii weekdays at 4:30 in the morning to get an early start on everything you need for your day.
When people think of Roto-Rooter, they typically just think plumbing and water cleanup. And they wouldn't be wrong, but we do a whole lot more. Roto-Rooter. Yeah, we do that too.
This is Good Morning Hawaii.
Well, welcome back to Good Morning Hawaii. Joining me now is Honolulu businessman Keith Amemiya. Now, Keith, you just announced that you are running for mayor. And so for those that don't know you, let's talk a bit about your background and what's making you decide to run.
Well, the bulk of my career has been based on public service, especially focused on youth. And I'm very concerned about our youth and the future we may be leaving them. The city has a lot of crises right now, arguably unprecedented, from rail to homelessness to the lack of affordable housing. I worry about all of those concerns, and I have little faith in the current leadership to get the job done. They've been given chances time and time again, election after election, and they simply can't move us forward. I'd like to bring new ideas, new people, think outside the box, solve complex problems by bringing people together, and I look forward to that opportunity.
Excellent. So according to Civil Beat, you did mention that some of Honolulu's biggest challenges, well, they are scandals, cost overruns, and corruption as well. How are you planning on conquering?
Well, we'll take a zero-tolerance approach to corruption. The public trust in government is probably at an all-time low. Throughout my career, I've lived by integrity, character, surrounding yourself with good people. I intend to do that when I come to the city.
And you are set to run against City Councilman Kimberly Pine, also former U.S. Congresswoman Colleen Hanabusa as well. And you actually donated to her campaign while she was running for governor. So what sets you apart from those other mayoral candidates?
Well, I'm a first-time candidate. I'm not entrenched in the bureaucracy and the old-time establishment. I'll bring in new ideas, new people, creative solutions to complex problems that the other potential candidates simply can't bring to the table.
And if elected, what is the first issue that you will tackle in office?
There's a lot, but I'd like to tackle affordable housing. The lack of affordable housing for our working class is glaring. It's a crisis. It's a big cause of our homelessness problem. It's a reason many young people are moving away from our state. We need to put an all-hands-on-deck approach to affordable housing, and I'm committed to doing that.
Also, if elected, what do you plan on doing to tackle the ongoing rail project?
Well, rail's a mess, as we all know, and everyone who's been involved in rail up to this point needs to be held accountable. But we need to finish rail at Ala Moana. We can't afford to return the federal subsidies that have already been provided to us. We can't sock the taxpayers with yet another high tax bill. We also need to move forward with transit-oriented development along the rail line. It'll stimulate the economy, it'll create more jobs, it'll create more housing and retail opportunities for our citizens. So we must move forward with the project. But having said that, we must make sure that whatever happened with rail before can't happen again. We can't burden our taxpayers with even more bills to pay through the city.
Keith, thank you. And you're not the only one running. Former State Senator John Carroll, also, as we mentioned, City Councilwoman Kimberly Pine, and former U.S. Congresswoman Colleen Hanabusa, they're all vying for that mayoral seat as well. So we will talk to them as soon as they are available right here on Good Morning Hawaii. And until then, you could follow our coverage of the 2020 election on air and online at KITV.com. Keith, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Much more to come on Good Morning Hawaii. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Pack your bags and be ready to go to Las Vegas instantly with Vacations Hawaii and KITV4 Island News. Enter at KITV.com and watch Good Morning Hawaii to see if you're the winner. Then be ready to go to Vegas with Vacations Hawaii that week. Pack your bags. We go Vegas.
Why are Kumon kids so successful in school? The academic edge in math and reading is just one part. Kumon also teaches them how to be good students, learning lifelong skills like perseverance, work ethic, pride in getting things right. Kumon, where smart kids get smarter.
Shop smart and save at Bedmart's Labor Day sale. We're the only place that can scientifically fit you to a mattress. And right now, get twin mattresses starting at $97 and queen size mattresses from $297. Beat BedSmart. Shop Bedmart.
Introducing a better way to mobile. Spectrum Mobile is here. Get our unlimited data plan for just $45 per month per line with free nationwide talk and text to the neighbor islands, the mainland, and more. There are no added taxes and fees. Call 643-1333. And unlike other mobile providers, you don't have to get multiple lines to get our best price. With Spectrum Mobile's unlimited data plan, you'll save up to 40% every month. Call 643-1333 to switch. Switching is easy. You can bring your current phone or choose from the latest devices, all with no contracts. Need another option? Pay just for the data you use with our By the Gig plan. Spectrum Mobile's unlimited data plan, just $45 per month per line. Call 643-1333. Go to spectrummobile.com or visit a store today. Spectrum Mobile, a better way to mobile.
Hi, hon. Grandma gave us her old couch. Uh-oh, found something. They're back. Call Environ Control. For everything you see, there's many others hiding. Environ Control has the solution. Click or call to schedule a free estimate today. Take back your home again. Environ Control.
Living with diabetes can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Discover an innovative way to better manage your diabetes with Ekahi Wellness. We focus on lifestyle improvements in your nutrition, emotional well-being, exercise, and your medical management, all under one roof. Our team of passionate professionals partner with you and your doctor so you can live with more energy, increase time for work and family, and take control of your diabetes. Your first consultation is at no cost to you, so call us today.
KITV4 Island News Medical Minute, sponsored by Ekahi Wellness.
Now, from KITV4 Island News, this is Good Morning Hawaii.
Good morning and welcome back. The time is now 6:30.
That's right, we'll get you right back outside with your weather and traffic now. And Tasia, it's shaping up to be a beautiful morning already.
Beautiful morning, but hot and humid by the midday. We are seeing temperature highs 86 to 94 degrees, wind speeds under 15 miles per hour. Still coming in from the east. That's the reason why we have those light trade showers for this morning. Probably cloudy for the west side of our Kauai today. And then we'll see more clouds on the leeward coast by the afternoon because of that sea breeze pattern. Oahu waking up to light showers on the Ko'olaus, and then by the afternoon, interior and leeward sections will see those afternoon clouds. And again, that's because of the heat rising from the ocean. We'll see more of that on our hot spots, interior and leeward spots, that sea breeze pattern developing. Wind speeds will be under 15 miles per hour from the east for the majority of your day, and then by the afternoon, light and variable winds. So that will be even higher humidity chances tonight into tomorrow. We are seeing a patch of heavy showers rolling in around Hana this morning. Morning sunshine around Kahului, and then some afternoon clouds. Temperature highs up to 90 degrees around your midday. Morning sunshine for Kailua Kona, afternoon clouds. Hilo, Hawaii will see lots of pockets of sunshine throughout the day, especially around your midday, but easterly winds under 10 miles per hour. Surf will be calm for your northwest and east facing shores, all under 3 feet. South 2 to 4, a bit higher by the afternoon. By tomorrow, 4 to 6. Beautiful island pics being sent in. Please tag us in your social media handles. We will continue to see those humid conditions from now till Friday. With a northeasterly wind shift around Saturday, that's when we'll start to see humidity levels actually lessen just a bit. Now, here's a look at your traffic. Heavy congestion coming in from the west side. We have HPD on scene of that accident at School Street and Kamehameha 4 Road. That's right by that gas station, Aloha Mart. And then we also, as you can see, coming in from the west side, very heavy congestion, barely moving under 10 miles per hour as you are making your way in through Kunia, back at that Ewa exit, all the way through Kunia, Waikele, H1, H2 merge, and then it does continue throughout Ka'ahumanu. Your alternate on Kamehameha Highway is looking lighter this morning. morning. And then as you do make your way through Mauna Lua Freeway and the Viaduct, clear conditions until you get to your town spots. All ways through the H1 Middle, Dillingham, and Nimitz, we're seeing very moderate traffic. Eastside Drive on Kalani'anaole Highway, very slow once you make your way after Waialae. That's a look at your weather and your traffic. Over to you.
Asia, well, turning now to Puerto Rico this morning, where they are under a state of emergency as the island braces for Tropical Storm Dorian. Mona Kosar Abdi explains how it's expected to hit the island today with winds up to 50 miles an hour.
This morning, the Caribbean feeling the effects of Tropical Storm Dorian. The storm already tearing through the small French island of Martinique, leaving streets flooded and ripping down power lines. And right now, Dorian is on track to Puerto Rico, where the governor has declared a state of emergency. The U.S. territory still reeling from the devastating effects of 2017's Hurricane Maria. But this time, FEMA officials say they're ready.
FEMA took a very aggressive stance for Dorian. It is the first system of the year, and we understand that the island is still very fragile.
Including much of the territory's infrastructure, like its vulnerable power grid. Also of concern, many of the homes still have blue tarps covering the roof. ABC's Victor Oquendo getting a first-hand look.
When it rains, what does it look like?
They coming a lot of water.
A lot of water comes in.
A lot of water came here.
Residents taking no chances, scrambling to stock up on supplies.
Just to have enough water and canned food.
And ahead of the storm, President Trump taking to Twitter, writing, quote, Congress approved $92 billion for Puerto Rico last year, an all-time record of its kind for anywhere. But Puerto Rico's resident commissioner says the funds Trump is referring to is not readily available and that it's a sum estimated to be delivered over 10 years. And this morning, FEMA says they have emergency personnel positioned all over the island. The warehouses are full and more than 7,000 generators are already on the ground. Meanwhile, Puerto Rico's governor says she's in close communication with the White House. Mona Kosar Abdi, ABC News, Washington.
Over on the Garden Isle, rescue crews have suspended the search for a missing diver. 27-year-old Theo Blaus Eric Dreck disappeared Sunday morning in waters off Anini Beach while he was diving with a group of people. Crews had been looking for him for 3 days.
And sticking with Kauai, a heads up for beachgoers, a brown water advisory has been issued for Kauai's Kalihivai Bay. Officials say a substantial amount of storm water has gone into the ocean there. Everyone is urged to stay out of the water due to possible contaminants from cesspools and other chemicals.
A sand replenishment project at Ala Moana Beach could kill some sand-dwelling creatures.
Yeah, that's according to our partners at Civil Beat. KITV4's Mackenzie Stasko live at Ala Moana Beach this morning. Mackenzie, the city's set to spend millions of dollars there in restorations efforts, but is this kind of an unintended consequence, I guess?
Yeah, Tom, that's right. The sand replenishment project here at Ala Moana Beach is expected to begin next year. It's going to cost about $10 million, but according to researchers, it could kill invertebrates that live here in the sand. Now, sand replenishment or sand nourishment, as it's oftentimes referred to, involves dredging the sand offshore and then adding it to the beach to help with erosion. But our partners at Civil Beat report it could kill crabs, shrimp, and worms that live deep beneath the sand. And they're important to the ecosystem because they provide food for birds. It's what's happened at several beaches in San Diego, California. Civil Beat spoke with the researchers there who found that after 15 months of replenishing sand, the number of invertebrates was cut in half. The environmental impact statement for the project here at Ala Moana Beach didn't mention sand invertebrates, but Civil Beat reports it did mention that sand will cover some of the coral near the shoreline, which is a habitat for certain species of juvenile fish. The city's director of department and design told Civil Beat that there will be some sort of impact, but believes that it will be minimal and acceptable for the benefits the sand replenishment project will bring. Again, that's expected to happen by next year. For now, we'll send it back to you at the desk.
Mackenzie, thank you. A Maui police officer accused of misconduct is free on $50,000 bail. 34-year-old Brandon Safiels is charged with attempted perjury, hindering prosecution, and witness tampering. Safiels is on leave without pay. His police powers were also restricted while criminal and internal investigations continue. He has been with the department for 4 years and was assigned to the Wailuku Patrol Division. Maui County Mayor Michael Victorino issued a statement reading, quote, breaches of community trust will not be tolerated. I have every confidence that these allegations of police misconduct will be thoroughly investigated, both criminally and administratively, end quote.
Well, there will be no jail time for a former Honolulu police officer who admitted to sexually assaulting a young girl. A judge accepted a plea agreement for 45-year-old Teddy Van Lerberg. The assaults occurred between 2004 and 2008, before he joined the force. He was sentenced to 5 years probation.
She said every time the defendant stands in line to get milk, people see that and recognize his face. Every time he goes out and gets the news or the newspaper from his mailbox, his neighbors see him and recognize his face. Every time he sees family members, they know that he is an abuser of children, a sexual assault abuser of children, Your Honor.
Now, Van Lerberg is also required to register as a sex offender, and he can never be a police officer again.
This morning, former Defense Secretary James Mattis breaking his silence for the first time since leaving the Trump administration. Mattis warns President Donald Trump against abandoning America's allies in his new book, Call Sign Chaos, Learning to Lead. The retired Marine Corps general left the administration last year over his disagreement with Trump's order to withdraw U.S. forces from Syria. The White House has not commented.
Well, Hawaii U.S. Congresswoman and Democratic presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard is back on the campaign trail today. She's been in Indonesia training with the Hawaii Army National Guard for the past 2 weeks, and today's also the deadline for candidates to qualify for the next Democratic debate. But right now, it doesn't look like Gabbard will get an invite. She meets the donor threshold, but right now does not have enough support in certain polls.
And it also looks like Democratic presidential candidate Tom Steyer doesn't have enough support to be in next month's Houston debate. According to 2 new polls yesterday, the billionaire has failed to get a minimum of 2 percentage points. Steyer entered the race relatively late on July 9th. He spent millions of his own dollars to try and spread the word about his own campaign. And the next debate is September 12th, right here on KITV4. ABC's George Stephanopoulos, David Muir, and Lindsay Davis, along with George Ramos of Univision, are hosting that debate. Right now, only 10 candidates are qualified.
All right, turning back here to the islands, on the Big Island, the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory is officially looking for a new home. Earthquakes during last year's eruption of Kilauea volcano caused extensive damage to the original observatory inside Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. About $49 million in federal relief has been set aside for a new observatory. According to the Hawaii Tribune Herald, staff expects to stay in Hilo for a few years while operating a smaller facility in the park. They're also continuing some of their same research that they were working on before the eruption displaced them. All right, well, time now 6:40. A new trend putting a popular zoo animal endangered.
That's right. We'll have your KITV4 business headlines straight ahead. Stay with us.
KITV4 Island News, sponsored by Aloha Pacific Federal Credit Union.
We work hard to put a smile on your face. As a member of Aloha Pacific Federal Credit Union, you get surprisingly low rates on loans. So you can buy that car or house, pay for major expenses, or consolidate debt. We treat your money like we treat you, with Aloha. And you get expert advice for a better financial future. When you have Aloha, anything is possible. Visit a branch or alohapacific.com.
Listen to these real Haleakala customers.
We went solar in 2015 because we were really excited about the possibility of saving money on electricity. Our electric bills at that time were anywhere from $160 to $250 a month. We had fans going through the whole house, and this part of Maui where we live is extremely dusty. So the windows are open, the fans are blowing, and our electric bill is out of sight.
The company locally takes a real interest, I think, in their people and their customers. And I thought that was something that really surprised me. And I was pleasantly surprised to find that the installers were here early. They did an excellent job, cleaned up afterwards.
Now with Haleakala Solar, we have not had a bill that's exceeded the administrative charge of the electric company, which is $19 a month. And we run our air conditioning 24/7.
My name is Cecilia Chang, and I'm a happy, happy customer of Haleakala Solar.
My name is Jeff King, and I'm an extremely satisfied Haleakala Solar customer.
808-468-6576. 808-468-6576.
It's the Honda Summer Spectacular event. That means more euphoric feelings that come from getting a great deal on a Honda CR-V or HR-V. Or from getting a Pilot or Passport. All part of 2019's best SUV brand. Hurry in today and experience the joy for yourself.
Get a great deal on the Honda Pilot, part of 2019's best SUV brand, at the Honda Summer Spectacular event.
The right care for the right person at the right time. That is absolutely what Kina Oli Estate is.
My husband and I, we just have a peace of mind knowing that grandma's being taken care of.
It just brings peace to the family because they're cared for so beautifully.
Her room is bright, cheerful, airy. We don't have to call. We can just come in and they always welcome us. It's like being at home.
This is an ohana, a family-style living.
Call or visit us online. Kina Ole Estate on the windward side of Oahu.
6:43 on this Wednesday. Trades are easing up. High pressure ridge is weakening. So that's the reason why the hot and humid conditions for today. We will have some cloud coverage as well, especially for Mauka areas. That's going to act as a blanket and get us very warm throughout the day. Lighter winds will continue Wednesday throughout Friday. Tonight, light and variable winds. So that means even more of a chance for afternoon clouds for the leeward and interior spots. Then come Sunday, we do have the return of our northeasterly winds. That means a few showers as well. Focus on windward and Mauka spots. We're also continuing to track that forecast high, 91 for Honolulu, but we are expecting anywhere from 86 to 94 degrees. Your surf for today is calm for your northwest and east facing shores under 3 feet. South facing shores we're keeping a close eye on, 2 to 4 for now. By the afternoon, a bit higher into tomorrow, 4 to 6 with high tide over 2.5 feet around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Your Wednesday forecast, there's sunset at 6:51. A few morning showers, especially for the eastern end of the state, windward and Mauka spots. Mostly sunny throughout the day with afternoon clouds. Light winds again under 15 miles per hour with that daytime high up to 94. Tonight's lows 73 to 78 degrees. Now, here's a look at your traffic. Coming in from the west side, it is clearer through Nanakuli, but very heavy beginning at H1 and Waikele. As you can see, very slow going traffic, even on the zipper lane that extends through Waiava. That's when the zipper lane starts to open up. But your alternate route on Kamehameha Highway also has some moderate traffic. It does open up just a bit more through Pearl City. East Side Drive is also pretty heavy right here at H1, and this is the Cocoa Head exit. But it is starting at Waialae, so if you want to cut through Waialae, that's always good. We do see some very heavy congestion all the way throughout the UH exit. Both directions are pretty slow around Ward. Your drive times into town from the east side, 20 minutes, and from the west side into Honolulu, 98. That's a look at weather and traffic. Over to you.
All right, thanks, Tasia. Well, one of the drug companies at the center of the opioid crisis may be ready to settle for as much as $12 billion. Sources tell ABC News OxyContin maker Purdue Pharma is in discussions right now to settle more than 2,000 opioid lawsuits. The price tag between $10 and $12 billion. The company would also have to file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
A new Facebook tool warns users with nationwide emergency alerts. It's designed for active shooters and other unsafe situations. The feature also gives city governments and emergency management agencies access to a local alerts tool to help reach more people faster.
Well, residents of Hawaii spend thousands every year on health care.
And Verizon automatically enrolling customers in a free robocall blocking service. Bobby Rebell is at the NASDAQ with those stories and more in today's KITV4 Island Business Report. Good morning, Bobby.
Good morning. Verizon said it has already helped its customers avoid 1.5 billion robocalls this year. It began auto-enrolling customers in its free call filter service after a recent Federal Communications Commission ruling gave phone carriers more authority to block spam calls. The app will block calls from any number reported as fraudulent and forward them to voicemail. Amazon appears to be cutting prices at Whole Foods again. Morgan Stanley says Whole Foods prices are down roughly 2.5% on average from last year. But even with the price cuts, Whole Foods is still more expensive than most other national grocery chains. How much do residents of Hawaii spend on health care? Well, the senior list says the average resident will spend $3,626 on average. That is the cheapest in the nation. And Kauai Community College ranked best community college in Hawaii. Wallet Hub says that was based on several factors, including education and career outcomes, as well as cost and financing. Kauai, which was the only Hawaii community college that scored in the top 30. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Bobby Rebell for KITV4 Island Business Report.
All right, Bobby, thank you. Millions of acres of land in Alaska could be taken down for logging and mining projects. The Washington Post does report that President Trump has asked his agriculture secretary to provide regulations exempting to about millions of acres of protected land. This is open protected land in Alaska to the potential projects. Now, the move is the latest in ongoing efforts by the Trump administration. This is for land restoration projects, and it's all being done in order to avoid industry access to land. This comes after the administration rolled back restrictions on land in Utah.
Well, cheetahs are on the verge of extinction because more people are illegally buying the animal. That's according to the Cheetah Conservation Fund. The organization says there are less than 7,500 cheetahs left in the wild, as hundreds continue to be trafficked outside of Africa. In a CCF study last year, more than 1,300 were seen on sale on social media.
Time now is 6:46, and still ahead, Tasia Worley has a last look on your weather and traffic when we return.
Summer's almost over. Want to fall for a non-diet diet?
I went from a size 16 and now a 12.
It's all about what to eat when. Using your watch to dictate your diet. Plus, it's the dish on Oz. Everyday recipes that you can make tonight. This week, we're serving up low-carb cooking. This skewer is unbelievable. Next, Oz.
Dr. Oz, today at 3 on KITV.
It's the Toyotally Great, Toyotally Terrific, Toyotally Awesome sales event at your Servco Toyota dealers. Right now, you can save over $1,900 on a 2019 4Runner SR5. Get a 2019 Tacoma Double Cab TRD Sport for just $32,595. Or lease one for only $359 a month. Hurry, sale ends August 31st. It's the Toyotally Awesome sales event at your Servco Toyota dealers.
Island Style, where we are honored to tell your story every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. right here on KITV. And we are honored to partner with Ward Village and all the locally owned businesses that make Ward Village their home for live, work, and play. That's every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. right here on KITV.
The Plaza is a small community. Everyone knows your face. You will definitely find a group that is very friendly.
I have 3 or 4 friends. We play cards every day.
It started with a dining room.
We were always together. We just click. We get to talking and forget the time.
I think we are just like
Sisters. Yeah, family already.
The people make it feel like home.
You know, you don't need to wait on the sun to say good morning, Hawaii.
Lots of people are up before dawn, and we are too.
Join Good Morning Hawaii weekdays at 4:30 in the morning to get an early start on everything you need for your day.
Friday, Marshmello and Kane Brown electrify your weekend like never before in total 360-degree virtual reality. Just go to GoodMorningAmerica.com to get your backstage pass. Friday, it's the GMA Virtual Reality Concert event presented by King's Hawaiian.
A last check of your weather on this Tuesday. We are seeing sunset around 6:51, winds lightening up, a few morning rains, mostly sunny throughout the day, hot and humid, with afternoon clouds more so for the leeward and interior spots. That's due to our higher temperatures and our lighter winds today. Still coming in from the northeasterly approach, so that means we'll still have a few trade showers for this morning. But come tonight, we'll see variable winds, and that means more of those clouds for the leeward spots and a bit more of those widespread showers, but very light. We're still seeing very dry and hot weather throughout the day. Tonight's lows will also feel a bit warmer, 73 to 78. We are continuing to track as well. Beautiful conditions throughout the board. Just some showers for the eastern end. Humid from Wednesday throughout Friday. Then northeasterly winds return Saturday, Sunday. Now here's a look at your surf with Sonia.
Hi, good morning, please. Like you said, variable winds 10 miles per hour. Left, North Shore, flat to 1, west and easter up to 3 foot wind height. Sandies and Diamond Head, up a small notch 2 to 4. In town, 1 to 3 with some pluses at the beginning of the south. Low tide is at 8 a.m. minus 110. And that's our surf brought to you by Mulvadi Coffee. Now featuring Kona blends with tropical flavors. Pick up your Mulvadi coffee at Don Quixote. Back over to you, Tasia.
Thank you for that, Sonia. Traffic is looking really heavy. Beginning at Eva Beach, we got that back up through Kolawaka and then onto Farrington and Fort Weaver. And you can see on the freeway in the eastbound direction, very slow traffic, less than 15 miles per hour is what you'll be traveling all the way throughout Waikele, the H1, H2 merge, even in the zipper lane. We don't see it clear up on the zipper lane until Waimalu, but we have heavy congestion on the H1 East all the way out throughout Ka'ahumanu and Ka'anohi. Maunalua Freeway is looking a bit better after Red Hill. The viaduct jam-packed from Middle all the way through the airport. We're seeing very heavy congestion at the Like exit. That continues through Vineyard and then some touch and go through Ward. East Side Drive is heavy through Halemomo, and we are expecting very slow going conditions all the way to your town spots on the H1 West. Here's a look at your drive times coming in from the windward side. We're averaging at 29 minutes, 36 minutes on the H3. And then we do have reports of another incident at Liliha and King Street in the southbound direction. Very heavy traffic through Makalapa Gates. It's a very slow morning. East Side Drive into town, 22 minutes. Over 100 minutes from Waianae in through Honolulu. Eva Beach, it's going to take you 55 into town. That's a look at your weather and traffic. Here's a look at what's coming up on Good Morning America with Rob Marciano.
Good morning. Coming up on GMA, an ABC News exclusive, former NFL star Rob Gronkowski, Gronk, in his first live TV interview since announcing his retirement at just 29 years of age. Why he's walking away from the game and what's next for him, it's all coming up only on GMA. See y'all soon.
All right, now for last check of today's headlines. Tomorrow, Councilmember Kimberly Pine plans to give a proposal to extend lifeguard services around the island. Now, that may mean that lifeguards will work from sunup to sundown and also work 4 days a week instead of 5. Pine says the funding for that project would require an additional $3 million a year.
Mid-Pacific Institute is welcoming back their off-campus activities this school year with new safety guidelines after 2 people died last year from a spring break field trip. The institution now says that they've hired full-time certified lifeguards plus lifeguards certified faculty members. Mid-Pacific is also banning any watercrafts not owned by that institution.
And today, Hawaiian Electric is closing part of Aiea Heights Drive to work on utility poles. This is all going to be happening between Napuanani Road and Manako Street. Work will start at 8:30 this morning and it'll end at 3:30 this afternoon. It's all part of HECO's ongoing reliability upgrades in the central part of Oahu.
All right, well, a bond formed in combat was on display when a Marine scaled a mountain while carrying a wounded warrior the whole way.
Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
A Marine in Utah showed a fellow veteran that he still has his back by carrying him to the top of a mountain on his back. John Nelson and Jonathan Blank served together in Afghanistan. That's where Blank lost his legs to an IED explosion. Blank and Nelson remain friends and still go hiking, and it was on Mount Timpanogos where Nelson wanted to show his camaraderie.
I thought this would be something epic for him to experience.
Nelson carried Blank 14 miles up the mountain on his back, turning heads along the way.
That's what they're doing for recreation. Imagine those guys on the battlefield.
These brothers in arms are already planning their next adventure to climb Mount Whitney on Veterans Day. The harrowing moment a bridge collapsed in Turkey was caught on camera. It happened in the coastal city of Samsun. 2 people were pulled in along with a minibus as the bridge gave way. Thankfully, only minor injuries were reported. Officials say heavy rains in the region were to blame for the incident. All right, so the Chick-fil-A Popeyes sandwich war is getting ugly, and I'm staying out of it. You know who's not? Teenager David Ledbetter, who saw the long lines at a North Carolina Popeyes as a chance to register some prospective, albeit hungry, voters. As folks waited to order, the 17-year-old handed out pamphlets, sample ballots, and registration forms. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Makes sense to register people to vote. The debate over that Chick-fil-A versus Popeyes is getting almost more heated than the election, I feel like.
Right.
Yeah, everybody's taking sides on that one.
I know, but I really like the story about the soldiers that were scaling the mountain. The next mountain that they're set to climb, Mount Whitney, 14,500 feet. So.
And that's amazing. Certainly a band of brothers. And also, like, those are hard to hike even without somebody on your back, you know,
True.
so that's pretty impressive.
Yes.
All right, thanks for joining us for Good Morning Hawaii.
We'll have an update to the biggest stories of the day for Island News Midday at noon. See you then.
Experience the bold, crispy, mouth-watering flavors Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen is serving up in each and every bite, providing closed captioning for KITV4 Island News.
Are you ready for hurricane season? The KITV weather team is meteorologists dedicated to keeping you safe and informed. We get it right and right to you. Last season, KITV4 warned you when major hurricanes threatened, but we were also the first to tell you when that threat diminished. We're here to prepare you with accurate forecast. With the latest technology, including Doppler radar and early warning projections, we keep your safety our top priority. On air, online, and on mobile, stay connected with the KITV4 weather team.
We've been hearing a lot about rat lungworm disease, but did you know it's not just a rural problem? It can pass from rats to slugs and snails to humans anywhere, and is something we should all be concerned about. We can all help right in our own neighborhoods by keeping our yards free from slugs and snails, using traps to catch rats and disposing of them properly, and always washing produce thoroughly and carefully before eating. Let's work together to prevent the spread of rat lungworm disease.
When I first started in photography, I was primarily just shooting to pay the bills. It turned into more of a successful business. So I've actually been a partner with Pictures Plus, using them for my metal printing for about 3 or 4 years now. For a small business owner, the exposure and helping me grow as an artist and helping my product and my photography expand and to reach people that otherwise wouldn't be able to has been an incredible benefit of working together.
Thank you to the obstacles that stand in the way of our vacation. Thank you to the detours and delays and everything that gets in the way of summer. Because you remind us of our love for the open road. Summer starts now. For the BMW Summer on Sales event, get up to $4,500 credit on select models now through Labor Day.
Got a chip or star crack in your windshield and it's safety check time? Repair your windshield before you go. Your chip repair may even be free, depending on your insurance. Book now. Free quote at aceautoglass.com.